Today I've got a little update for you regarding my Abraham Lincoln video and the Google search prediction that suggests that he in fact was the guy who invented pancakes. If you haven't seen the video already, I suggest you watch it, but if you don't feel like it, here's a quick rundown. So at the time of me making that video, typing "did AB" into Google search bar would lead to the prediction, "Did Abraham Lincoln invent pancakes?" If you were to go with that search, however, it would tell you nothing about whether or not Abraham Lincoln invented pancakes. All you would get was information on a sailing-related patent that he owned. Nothing else could be found on the topic except for some recipes, an old blog post by a cartoonist, and an old joke Twitter account. And none of this explained any of the spikes related to the search on Google Trends on either April 6th of 2019 or all the way back in 2004. And that's where I left the video off, but thanks to you, I have some answers. But before I get to these answers, I want to announce my new collaboration with Throwboy. As of today, these fluffy bad boys are up for pre-order. I'll put the link in the description below and I'll have a closer look at the pillow on my Instagram. Anyhow, let's start with looking at why the search for "Did Abraham Lincoln invent pancakes" spiked in April of 2019. And I believe that we can definitively answer this one. After my video came out, a number of you reached out to me in both the comments section and on Instagram to tell me about a Netflix show called Santa Clarita Diet. The second episode of the third season contains a line referring to the Abraham Lincoln pancake myth. And this show was released on March 29th, a week before the April 6th spike on Google Trends. Considering the timing, I think this is absolutely 100% the reason why this started to be suggested in Google's prediction algorithm. But that still doesn't explain the 2004 spike or where this idea came from in the first place. And a lot of you reached out to me with a few different theories on where it came from, one of them being brought up by Matthew Mises on Instagram. The first one back when I was in kindergarten in 2004. I remember vaguely about a book that was sold at my school's Scholastic Fair that talked about it. I don't remember the specific name of it, but it was a picture book that talked about Lincoln eating a lot of pancakes, so maybe something is there, IDK. As far as I've seen, he's the only one that's brought up a book, but if any of you guys saw that book, let me know about it. Chris Brugman's presented another idea. It probably has something to do with the term Lincoln stack for pancakes. That could get confused people to Google "Did Lincoln invent pancakes?" Personally, I've never heard the term Lincoln stack and I couldn't really find anything about it. But once again, if you're familiar with this term, let me know. Asuka Tano Gaming presented a different idea, this time about a lost website. A joke was going around during really late 2003 and really early 2004, and the website was deleted a few days/weeks later, and most people don't know about it, but it was big enough for a spike during that time, and I have looked back on an old computer that I had got during mid-2003, and I saw that the question was on it, and a website domain that just didn't make sense. Then an electrical power outage happened and it bricked the computer or short-circuited it. And I did see a few other people suggest that it was part of an April Fool's joke on a website. And finally, another theory that a lot of you brought up, and what I think seems to be the most likely case for an origin story for this myth, is Log Cabin pancake syrup. A look at their website shows that the brand is very much inspired by Abraham Lincoln. About Log Cabin. Log Cabin has been making delicious syrup for 120 years. Minnesota grocer Patrick J. Towle introduced the brand in 1887 and named it in honor of his childhood hero and true American icon, President Abraham Lincoln. President Lincoln grew up in a log cabin deep in the woods of Kentucky, hence the brand name Log Cabin, chosen by Mr. Towle to honor Abraham Lincoln. Toy Insanity took it a step farther by saying that the myth about Abraham Lincoln inventing pancakes was inscribed on an old log cabin bottle. If you had log cabin syrup in the late 1980s, it said this fact about Abraham Lincoln inventing pancakes or hotcakes under the lid of the syrup bottle. As I think about it, it was not under the lid, it was on the back of the label on the front, so in effect it looked like it was printed inside the bottle. The thing was, you had to use up the dark-colored log cabin syrup to read the fact. I think it was a ploy to get people to use the syrup faster so they could read the hidden facts inside the bottle. And I was unable to find this specific version of the bottle, only an old collectible tin that seems to be a popular item on eBay. But if you've seen this bottle with the myth on the label or even have one, let me know about it. Anyway, if you have any other theories about where this idea of Abraham Lincoln inventing pancakes actually came from, let me know in the comments. Until then, check out my video about the Mike Portnoy imposter because I think it's super underrated. Peace out.